So, this is the Enterprise E, the 1400 scale Enterprise E from the Star Trek movies that I don't care for. I like, you know, Star Trek the motion picture 2, 3, 4, and 6. What came after that, I just, you know, I did enjoy watching this movie in the theater back when it first came out, but it just didn't quite sit right with me because they just made Captain Picard just like a vengeful idiot, and it was just really inconsistent with his character. And I know the Red Letter Media, the Mr. Plinkett's reviews of the Star Trek Next Generation movies was pretty spot on. The movie that came after this, I can't even remember what it was called. It was basically just like one long episode of TNG, basically. I thought it was kind of boring, and I never even saw the very last movie that came out. So I'm not a fan of the movies that this ship appeared in. However, I love this ship. It is just so freaking cool. It's like the one Enterprise that just looks menacing. It's just really cool. This guy doesn't look like he's having a good day. So, I've already kind of started on this a bit, as you can see here. Alright, I'm going to show you what I've got to work with. Now, obviously this is not the new version with the translucent white plastic, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to do the work on this to light this on my own. I did start on that. I'll show you that in a bit. Okay, so the decals that it comes with. Alright, this is what I have. This is what I'm going to be working with. I don't know if these are yellowed or if just this is the way it looks. I guess it's okay. I hope. I don't know. I won't know until like much later. And I also, thanks to my friend Franco, actually no, I got this on my own. Actually, this is from HDA Modelworx, as you can see here. These are laser printed decals, not inkjet, and they do not require sealing. I think somebody on the Starship Modeler forum told me it's best if you just kind of go over it though anyways. So here are the decal placements, and these are the rather beautiful Aztec pattern decals. And I don't know why nobody gets on my case for saying decal instead of decal, but my friend Rebels at Cloud9, he's in Canada, and he says decal, and people give him crap about that, and I don't know why. Well, this is cool. It has like that honeycomb, and or the solid optional, right? That's kind of cool. And I'm going to go with the honeycomb though, because that just looks really beautiful. And this is this is for the underside, it looks like. So I don't know how the windows, drilling out windows, will interfere with this. I don't know yet. And oh hey, look at that. Alright, these are the sides of the nacelles. That's cool. And you got one for each side. And this is a little bit tight to put inside. So shipping to Japan is just ridiculous. I used to buy from HDA Modelworx a lot, and then shipping just became way too expensive. And I buy a lot of LEDs from AliExpress. So yeah, sorry Jerry. But yeah. Now I mentioned my friend Franco, so he got me this. This is the Tenacontrols Star Trek Enterprise E navigation board. Now, this comes with everything you see here. Right? It's part of this complete breakfast. And I'm going to open the window. It's kind of warm in here. This orange wire is not used. So we got like the green and the red, and then the black negative. So obviously the black is the minus. So one does the flashing nav lights and the other one handles the collision strobe. And they include this really pleasant rocker switch. That's nice. That's nice. So I have not yet hooked this up to a breadboard to tinker around with it, but it comes with red LEDs. Now it comes with 3 of them actually, and 3 green, although you only need 2, I guess. This is for the saucer section, and it also has a few white LEDs as well. And here's like the power supply for a 9-volt battery. So obviously this is wired to go for a 9-volt battery. The resistors, though, there's only one type of resistor. I'm not sure about that. I don't know why. Because the red resistors, these are like, the red is totally, like the amps are completely different. Or watts, I forget which. I don't know. So I reached out to Tenacontrols, and they are really good with answering their email. So yeah, here's that orange wire. You just don't use it apparently. And then LED. Hold on a second. What does this go to? This is the black, and the other one's the red. So this goes to the power? Oh. I thought this is going to handle both the collision strobes and the navigation lights. Or maybe, I don't know, I'd have to watch some footage, I guess, of the Enterprise. I thought this had both of them going on at the same time. I suppose I don't know what I'm talking about, and again, as I said, I'm not a fan of the movie. I have done the 2000 scale Enterprise E with the lousy decals. Now, I don't know when you're going to see this video. No idea. I'm just tinkering around with this for now. I'm not serious about this. Okay, so of course you get like the parts numbers, but I went ahead, I wrote them down on the inside so that I can come back to them later. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these off. Oh my gosh, it's kind of hard to get to. There we go. There. Make like a tree and get out of here. Alright, so here is one nacelle. And that can be tinkered with. Now I've got this here as well, and I was doing a test fit with the little saucer. Oh, I left this pen in there. Gosh, I'm silly. I am a silly one. Alright, so these halves obviously come apart like so. I don't care what part numbers these are because it's obvious which ones are which. So I have no idea, again, when I'm going to upload this. As of now, it's April 2026, and apparently AMT Round 2 has re-released this kit in the translucent white, which is, it's gotta be nice. It's gotta be, makes it, looks like, I've seen some builds of that. It's gonna be a lot easier, I think. And since this is not a Japanese model kit, I'm going to wash these parts, scrub these parts off rather well. Okay, here are the nacelles here. As you can see, again, I went ahead and numbered those. I don't know if they're... Yeah, these are totally different. As for these nacelles, I don't know if there's really much of a difference, whether it's the port or starboard. I don't think it matters. Do not think it matters. So we got these little doohickeys here, because I've already cut this. Oh, wait, no, I have not. I don't know what those are. That's important. I think I know where this goes. This goes on the ship's backside. I'm going to go ahead and remove these as well. One. And, doop. There we go. This can be placed into the trash. And, oh, look, I got another one here. Thought I cut them all off. I guess I was wrong. Obviously, so no, like, these are going to be... I will have to cut this out here and place some blue LEDs, some tape LEDs. I see people using these new cob LEDs, which look really, really nice. Like little bendy wire type things. I don't know if I need to use those or not. What I did get is some LED tape that is, it's like, you know, high density, like, you know, there's a lot more per centimeter or whatever measurement you're using. So this is the older kit, which means the clear parts are just in clear. So the new ones, you get like the same clear runners in, you know, blue and orange and red, which is, you know, makes it pretty convenient. I don't have a whole lot of luck with painting clear parts. It's kind of difficult. And lastly, here I have the Paragrafix Photo-etch, and it's not really intense. It's just mainly just for the nacelles, right? The flux chillers and the impulse engines. Now you have a choice between first contact and whatever, the Nemesis or whatever it came from. I'm not sure what these are. Obviously these parts here go onto the nacelles. So here you got like this really horrible looking parting line. This Photo-etch goes, it lays right on top of that, and no more parting line. It looks really fantastic. This other stuff though, it's a lot easier to just sand that flat. Now I know there are collision strobes here. I have to kind of just reorient myself with this ship. I was just watching some videos. Like, there is a guy named Otaku Builder. He mostly does Gundam, which, I mean, I'm kind of biased. I find most Gundam builds to be kind of boring unless you're doing like something like really unique, and that's why I don't really do Gundam builds on my channel unless I'm doing something unique. And it's funny watching him because he's like all like doing this, like talking, and you know, like and doing all these hand gestures, and you know that he's doing a voiceover. So when he's actually recording, maybe he's just like all like in silence or something. I don't know. I'd have to ask him sometime, but I don't know if he... I think he kind of reads his comments, I guess. Anyhow, here is, like I mentioned before, I have done some test fits. Here we go. This is the collector dish. And, oh wait, no, it goes like this. Here we go. So it fits over this lip, and it goes down here, and I think you got this other part that goes here. Where was that? It's this part here. Oh, that fits nicely. Right? Nice. This kind of changes between like a orange color and blue. So I'm not sure which I would do. I don't know. I just think the blue looks really classic. I know like the Enterprise refit has like this amber color, and it can change to blue when it's activated. I'm not sure what's going on here. Oh, I think this kind of sits inside like there. Yeah, that's how it goes. Alright, so there are some fit issues. I will have to use some putty and such, obviously. So the nacelles fit together. Obviously not. That's not how that goes. This is probably how this is supposed to go. Right. And this would entail use my rotary tool. I'm gonna have to do some channels here to stick the wires in. All right, so the wires are gonna have to handle those strobes plus the main wiring. Okay. And something I was planning on doing is for the nacelles here, for the red, because these kind of like glow and simmer and flicker and such. Check this out. I was thinking about doing here, I'll space these out a little bit more so you can see it. I got two flickering LEDs, right? And they're not like the same, right? Because they flicker at their own rate. It's just kind of random. I think that would look really beautiful. Like going in here, like for example. Like coming up to like that. That would be pretty fantastic, I think. So that's my plan. And I do have the blue LED tape. I'll show that later, I guess. So yeah, that's mostly what I've done. Obviously it has this stand, which I do not intend to use. Alright. Got this doohickey here, and I think this might plug into here, maybe? Like so? Yeah. Yeah. So what I should do is drill a hole in here. And then get a rod that's gonna fit this. I don't know if I have a rod that I'd have to measure that. But obviously this is made to stick in there. Oh, it's pretty loose actually. Again, I'm just not gonna use this. And it looks like they removed this detail for the repops, because I just watched an unboxing of this kit that was reissued in just this year, 2026, and it did not have this writing on there at all. So, oh, this is important apparently. I don't know what this does. There's a bar there. Okay. Alright, I'll process that later. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, hold on a second here. Let's look at the instructions. So again, it's really disappointing. They do not have any Aztec decals for this kit. I looked up the FS number, and you're going to do camouflage gray as the main color. Okay, and where did that little rod go? I don't see where it's supposed to go. Oh, that's what those little tiny parts go. They plug into the... Okay. They go here, here, and here. I don't know what those do, but that's where they go. And you're going to weigh it down with 1 gram. Okay. Still don't see where that bar goes. I don't see it anywhere, so maybe it's not important. I don't know. Alright, so I'll show you what I've been doing. Oh, whoops. I passed the 20-minute mark already. My video. Alright, so let me move this out of here. Using a 0.4 millimeter Tamiya pin vise screw. I have been busy, very, very busy. I was doing this last night, drilling holes.
Drill, baby, drill.
Alright, so they go through pretty well. I started with a 0.3, and 0.4 is going to do it better. The problem, what I am afraid of, is the plastic in between these slits may possibly break away if I'm not careful. So far I'm okay, but yeah, so like this is, I haven't totally drilled all of it out yet. Here, this is looking a lot better. Not perfect, but here I can move up and down. And trying to do that with a 0.3 is probably going to break the... It's too thin. It can break off real easy. And I've already had to buy, like... I'm probably like on my 3rd drill, 0.3 millimeter drill by now. I don't have any sort of file that gets in there so close, unfortunately. So I did buy, it's going to be coming in a couple of evenings from now, a Tamiya drill, and I got the 0.4 millimeter drill head, and hopefully that's going to work out for me just fine. Alright, so I don't need this crap at all. And now that I'm removing this, I'll be able to do some test fits. There we go. Got all that plastic to throw away. Tomorrow's trash day. So, I bought this plastic model kit off of Yahoo Auctions Japan. Star Trek is not that popular here in Japan. It's not that popular that much anymore. Regardless, anywhere, I guess. It's just kind of, to me, Star Trek is dead. I'll just hold the original stuff in my heart. To be completely honest, I used to watch TOS in like elementary school, especially like in I think junior high, on KPHO channel 15, Phoenix, Arizona, the UHF channel. I think it was 5 o'clock p.m. was the Monkees, 5:30 was Batman, and then 6 o'clock was Star Trek. I used to watch that quite a lot until they replaced Star Trek with Family Ties and something else after that. And yeah, I used to do homework and I would watch that show on my parents' TV. They had a black and white TV in the bedroom, their bedroom, And so it's just a chunk, 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 you know, the dial turning it to the UHF channel. So we'll have to drill or, you know, cut out a section here, because that is where wires are going to have to go, but I don't want to drill out too much, obviously. That would not be good. So this is going to fit here, and then I don't know what this is, I forget. There's probably a part that goes there. But I want to just drill out all of this stuff here. Of course, you don't want to drill all of them because some lights are off, right? Some people are asleep or something, or they're at work. Who knows? There. Yeah, I think that the power drill, hopefully it doesn't go too fast because I don't want to melt the plastic. That would be completely not even good. I'll have to test it on some stuff first. But there's a whole lot more windows on the top. So I definitely want to skip a few of the windows on top. I don't want to light all of them. And I was thinking putting some LED tape like on parts where there will not be any windows. So there are some, let me point it out here. I started drilling out these, they got these windows that are facing along the inside edge, and there are some windows going along on the outside edge here too. So you have like these trenches here, kind of like a Star Destroyer, where you have these windows. And I tried using this engraver thingy, but I don't have good control. And I'm going to just wait until I get that Tamiya tool and see if that's going to do it better. Because already I kind of gouged it, kind of scraped it here. These here are the phaser emitters, and I don't think there's a decal for those. I would have to just paint those like a German gray or whatever color they're supposed to be. So I'm going to reconvene later, and when I get that, and I'm just gonna just slowly work on this project. I'm not in any rush to do anything. Here's the shuttle bay, right? Should be there. Yeah. I was kind of hoping there would be like a separate part that goes there. Anyhow, at this point I'm rambling. So the hole is going to be up here, and this is going to be easy to work on. Just, you know, just drill a huge hole with my power tool. But that's going to have to go in through here and then up through here in the middle. I'll have to line those up. Alright, I was I spoke too soon. Yeah, here. This is nice because I can paint this a separate color. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but and then attach this like so, glue that on there. That'll be nice. Okay, I am going to proceed to take these parts off. So we have these two parts here, and actually I was looking forward to doing a test fit on that. Let me... Okay, I'm gonna get a little... Here, I got this Puyo Puyo bag. Put the parts in this guy here. Puyo Puyo Sanrio. Isn't that cute? Of course it is. Shut up. And what is even... Oh, here we go. Boink. There we go. I'm gonna put these guys in here for now. Alright, so Where are those nacelles? Here we go. Now, oh, okay. So this fits like so. And let me just make sure here. Is it parts 13 and 15 that go together? I don't know. 14, 13, and 15. Okay. Yeah. So that fits like that. And then this fits like so. And then these guys are placed like on the back end of these. However, why is there, it looks like a locator peg, but there's nothing to plug into, is there? Wait a second. What is going on here? What do the instructions say? No? That's how it goes. Weird.
Weird. Weird.
Weird. Weird. Okay. I thought that there would... See, look. Man, this is going to be difficult. Right? Because if this fits like so... Oh my. This is going to be kind of difficult to put into place, isn't it? As you can see. Oh. Alright, I guess that'll work better. Definitely going to have to do some putty and stuff, though. Light block, that's for sure. There's going to be pretty massive light leaks involved. I think there should be, like, collision strobes on both of these parts here, maybe? I'm not sure. One thing I wasn't sure about, and if anybody has built this kit who's watching this now, I would appreciate some feedback. Where is... Here we go. Alright, so the green and red, those nav lights, so yeah, that LED 1 and LED 7 are going to be the green, right? Or 1 and 7 are, oh sorry, that's the red. So the LEDs that they provide are these big things here. So, for example, if I'm going to take these out, these red LEDs, come on. So one will go on the top and one will go on the bottom, obviously, but, like, am I gonna have this, like, popping up? I would probably want to do, like, something like fiber optics or something, because that is where the detail is. I don't want to have, like, a gibungous hole that just sticks up through there. That would be kind of weird, I think. And of course I'll have to test this. They give you at least one extra LED. Yeah, so wow, that's bright. Yeah, let me know. Unfortunately, a lot of these builds, it's just like, you know, people will just say, oh, hey, I did this, I did that, and I did that, without actually showing it, right? This is different than my philosophy. You know, that's cool, you know, share the hobby as you see fit, as you want to be comfortable doing. I prefer to show step by step because I watch my own videos. And I use my own videos as reference because I don't know what I'm doing. And I forget how I did things. But if I just watch my old videos again, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, that's how I did it, duh. And that's the best way to go for me. Yeah, so a lot of these videos, you know, they're really clever. They have lots of nice presentation and everything with all that music and crap. You're just getting the music that I'm just happen to be listening to. I'm not putting that in like post-production or some crap like that with voiceovers. It's just me. But yeah, it's kind of, I'd have to watch step by step, and I'm sure Trickworks has probably, Boyd, rest in peace, he's probably done this videos of this kit several times, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the detail. I might shrink it down, instead of a 3mm, do like a 1mm LED, or use fiber optics or something, in which case, like, I would have to have like a fiber optic sticking into both ends, maybe. I don't know, that might be kind of tricky to put the parts together and then close it up. I don't know. If you have advice, let me know. Alright. I vacuumed up the plastic dirt. Alright, so we have these guys here. Now again, the orange is not going to be used. What is the... looks like that might be it. There we go. We're going to strip the black and the red as well. Oh, it's okay. Get out of here. There we go. Get out of here. This trash. Okay, wires have been stripped. Alright, so I have my power converter that I picked up at Toshi Station. I'm not going to turn it on yet, though, of course. Okay, so red and black. Alright, I got this little mini breadboard here. Okay. And the red and black, let me put them on either side here. So this is black, this is red. Okay, great. I guess I'll just twist this. Red. Okay, that goes in. And black. Okay. I guess I'll have green. Alright, because basically I just want to connect these here. Let me go into the green here. Okay, so that's positive here. I need a jumper wire. Okay. I'm just going to grab one of these wires here. So the minus and the minus need to go together. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Okay. So, before I plug anything in, actually, let me go ahead and unplug this. I don't want to blow out this thingy here. There we go. Switch on. Output. We're going to go up to 9 volts. Oh, not that it really matters, but I can fine tune it to 9 volts right there, okay? So there's Oscar and Ray looking at me here. Alright, let's go back to the breadboard here. Okay, I'll plug in those other things later. It comes with these wires here. The lighting kit does. I'm not sure if I'm going to use those. I mean, they're nice and thin, so they're not too bad, I guess. Now, the resistors... I thought resistance was futile. Okay, 2 greens. 2 red LEDs. I have a hard time accepting that one size fits all with these resistors. So it says we'll work on a 12 volt DC supply as well. Okay, so we could do 12 volt or 9 volt. Alright, well, let's just use these resistors we got here. Yes. Alright. And... well, let's just play it easy here. Let's play it safe. Alright, let's just do from the positive to like maybe here. And let's do a red LED. Now I am totally bypassing the circuit here. Okay, so the long one is positive, the short one is minus. Okay, so I'm going to plug this in like so. That is the red. Grab another resistor here. Okay, and we'll go for a green one this time. And test these guys out. And actually what I could do first, I'll use the tester here. Make sure that they work just fine. First, shit. Did I just burn this out? I think I did. What the hell? Well, I didn't like that LED anyways. That was kind of odd, actually. See, this one's not even lighting up. With just a 2032. Maybe it doesn't get enough. Oh, okay, yeah, that one's working. That one's working. Okay. I think this one's dead. Let's do this again. Okay, dead. Alive. Okay. And this red one works as well. Okay. So... I'm going to plug these in first like so. There. Oh, let me try that other LED. See if it works with this one. Oh, it works! Okay. Oh, I thought it blew it out. Oh, which is weird, because this is not going to blow it out. I'm like, what the hell? How did that even happen? All right. Oh, wait. See, I didn't do it right. That would not light up. It has to go to the minus, not the positive. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. Alright. Now, I got the thing going over here. I just plugged this into the power, and there you go. This is way brighter than that though, and I don't like that.
No sir, I don't like it.
That's why I don't like this one size fits all. I would probably see the resistors. You can tell what they are by the stripes and the colors and stuff, but I'm colorblind, so I am at a disadvantage. Alright, so let's go ahead and plug this back in so that we got the minus and everything going here. Okay, and so this is the positive, which goes... Here's positive, the green, right? So this is the switch there. Now the positive goes here, and then the minus goes into there. Let's do the same one for here as well. Okay. And positive and minus. So positive and minus. Okay, so power goes to the switch, and the blinker is controlled by the green, which is going to this positive. The positive goes to... Oh wait, hold on. This isn't... Here. Okay, so positive goes to the resistor, and everything in this row is activated. So in this case, this is row number 28. Positive, the anode or whatever, goes to the light, and then the diode, the negative, goes back to the minus. Okay, and the minus is jumped back over here, and it's going to be leaving, right? Because it has to be a circle. That's why they call it a circuit, right? So the positive to this one jumps over to here, which activates this row, which is row 20, positive, and then negative, and then back again, the negative goes out. Okay, that's how it flows. Hear me, baby, hold together. All right, and it's not working. Okay, it's not working. Why is it not working, I wonder? Oh. I just saw it flash a little bit. Okay, what's going on here? Hold on. I think it's just a problem with just the connectors here. Okay, so I am going to put the clamps on them. Alright, let's clamp this guy here. Put him into the positive. And I got positive and minus guys here. You see that? It just flashed really quickly. So there's just it's a problem with the connection somehow. Okay, so do not cross the streams. Wait, how is that even working? Okay, I was reading it backwards. Alright, the green goes to the minus sides of these resistors. Okay, the red positives hook up to the red here and a bypass. Alright, so I had this totally backwards. So minus goes to the black, just like before. Okay, so this is the minus. Okay. Now the green is minus, and it goes into the minus. So like the green wire is going to the minus. Okay, minus is plugged into this resistor, and then which is the minus for here. Positive goes into the positive, which is then jumped back to the positive here. Let's do the same thing over here with the other LED. Okay, so this is going to be minus the back end, and it's well, you know, I'll stick it over here, I guess. Okay, there. The minus is going to be on this row here, and the positive goes into here. Okay. Now, when I plug this in, how is this not working now? Oh! It's because it's supposed to be in the positive. That's it. There. Flashing. They are inflationating. So, I should be able to put all of these together. Right, 2 greens, 2 reds. Wait, what color was this? Was the green one, right? Okay. So let's just take this guy out of here. Okay, so minus. Alright, so let's put this in this row here. Okay. Get the other green. So the positive goes into the positive. Way over here. Now we have 2 flashers. Let's put this into here, like so. This also into here, like so. Okay, now what do I have here? This is another red one, isn't it? Yeah, that's red. Oh, this is the same one, the same red one I had before. I'm sorry, I'm a silly goofball. Alright. Count them 3. 3 flashing lights. Okay, red. Let's get another red LED. Okay. I'm always used to doing the resistors going into the positive end, not the minus end. So, okay. You know, I didn't go to school for doing this at all. I've just kind of studied this crap on my own. But as you can see, Tenacontrols, they know what they're doing. I, on the other hand, do not, because I am a certified goofball and a spaz. So there you go. 4 lights.
There are 4 lights!
There are 4 lights! As you can see. Okay. So when you wire up, right, the switch, the on-off switch, you're going to have red going on. This is your internal wiring going off onto a tangent, right? You don't want to have the whole ship flashing. That would be pretty goofy as hell. But here you have 4, and there will be the white ones as well, right? Because the white ones are on, like, what, behind the bridge? And on the prow of the ship, and maybe on the stern. So there are more, but this, as you can see, is just a tiny little small breadboard just for testing out tiny little projects. So again, this orange is not used. I don't know what that's about. That is not used. But that is the collision strobes. So, yeah, let me know, Star Trek fans, if this ship has the blinking, because it should be like off, on, off, on. Well, you got the collision strobes going. There should be 2 of them going on at the same time. I think I have... no, I don't have any of the next gen. I have like the first... I think I have Star Trek Generations on Laserdisc, and I can't watch Laserdisc now that I have a 4K TV and it doesn't have S-video inputs. Oh my gosh. I'm sure I can just find some videos online, but there should be both the nav and the collision. Anyhow, I'm going to end this video here. This has probably gone on for quite a long time. Heck, I might as well just upload this, you know. No promises on when I'll ever get started on this kit, but I've got this working so far, so that's good news. So yeah, let me know what you think. I have not seen any sort of, you know, detailed. Maybe Boyd Checkworks did a video like this. I don't know. I don't really see a lot of people doing step by step for goofballs. And as you saw with your own eyes, I made a big mistake.
Big mistakey?
Big mistakey. And not too big of a mistake though, because obviously I didn't blow this thing out. It's working fine still, as you can see. But yeah, it's tricky, right? So you're just going to have the positives linked together way over here, right? And 2 negatives, right? The negatives are for the green wire and the black wire. The green wire is going to be connected to these resistors. And then the resistors hook up to the positive, and then the positive, right? All of these are plugged into the positive, and that's this red line here, this row. And these are all connected here. The blue minus is all connected all the way here. Each of these are connected in rows like this. So if you put something here, whatever here is going to be activated. So the positives then jump over to this positive, and that's how the circuit is made. So yeah, just not what I'm used to, but then again, I didn't go to engineering school. So yeah, I hope this was informative and helpful to at least somebody. I'm sure there are people out there who appreciate this kind of stuff. So thanks for watching, and yeah, see you later, I guess. As always, live long and prosper. May the force be with you. And so long... hold on, I gotta do the Otaku Builder. Live long and prosper. May the force be with you. And so long, and thanks for all the fish. Bye.